Hello, this is Dr. Michael Edmondson, and this is another video on executive communication. This time, the video explains the editorial assignment. Now, it's very important to remember that an editorial is an opinion piece backed up with supporting evidence. And just because you have an opinion doesn't mean you lack supporting evidence. In fact, the best editorials do indeed have supporting evidence. Now, people may question that evidence. They may find it suspect. They may challenge the origins of that evidence. But nevertheless, an editorial is an opinion piece backed up with supporting evidence. Now, we just completed a press release with last week's assignment. So let's just take a minute and pause and ask ourselves, what's the difference between an editorial and a press release? Well, I always like to compare one like cupcakes to muffins. Muffins don't have icing, and cupcakes have icing. Now, they look the same, they might even taste the same, but they are different, right, in structure. So, quickly, a press release, what you just submitted for the last assignment, is a statement of fact. It's announcing something. It's announcing an event. It's announcing a report, or perhaps it's announcing someone that has achieved a new position at a company. An editorial is not that at all. An editorial is an opinion piece backed up with supporting evidence. In the press release, there is no opinion and there is no supporting evidence. It's merely stating a fact. So if you think about an editorial and a press release versus a cupcake and muffin, well, both have the cake in it. Right? But an editorial has the icing, which is the opinion, supported by evidence. So there's something similar. There's content, but the content is different. Again, an editorial is an opinion piece backed up with supporting evidence. A press release is stating an announcement of fact. They are two completely different communication pieces and require two different skill sets. Do not confuse the two. You can look at any local or national newspaper. They're going to have an opinion section and might also be called the editorial page. Here I just took a screenshot of the New York Times. On the far right side of the homepage, they have their opinion piece. They have guest opinion writers. They have full-time opinion writers. And then the editorial board will submit a collective piece. So when you're reading sample editorials, not that it's all that important, but you might want to find out whether or not is the person writing this a full-time editorialist for this publication? Is it a guest author that has submitted an opinion piece? Or is it the editorial board? And when the editorial board publishes something, it's a statement of this is how the publication feels regarding this specific issue. So you can find plenty of examples, and there's actually a PDF with two examples, a good example and a bad example on editorials on Blackboard. So your assignment is to write two editorials, each between 800 and 1,000 words, each between 800 and 1,000 words. Please write in third person. You have to identify two completely different topics. So look at your report. Most of your reports are between 25 and 35 pages in length. Find two topics that are related to your main topic. Write about them. Remember, this is a very specific topic within your broad topic. So the editorial must be one-sided. It must have a strong opinion. And you must have at least 3 references or quotes. You do not have to say, I believe, I strongly think. We must. No. All third person. We know you're the author of the opinion piece, so there's no reason to say, I think this is the way it should be. That's not necessary. You need to be one-sided, have a strong opinion, have at least 3 references or quotes, but no writing in first or second person, please. Remember to answer the question, who cares and why should anyone read your editorial? What are you trying to say? And who cares? Make the reader care about what you're writing about. Present a clear, concise, and compelling editorial. What information are you trying to convey in the editorial? What is your point? This is not a press release. Choose your resources carefully. You only can do 3. So what are those 3 references? They should be different references for each of your editorials. And ask yourself, what are you trying to convey? Do sweat the small stuff. You have to read over each sentence. Read it aloud. Ask yourself, is this true? Can I defend every single word of it? Did I get the facts, quotes, dates, and spellings exactly correct? You have to sweat the small stuff in editorials. Keep your sentences short and your paragraphs tight to hold the reader's attention. If your sentences are too long and the paragraph's sloppy, a reader's going to stop looking at your editorial, and you don't want that. The best way to write an editorial is to write far more than you need to in the beginning. For example, for an 800-word op-ed piece, maybe your first draft is 2,000 words. You whittle it down then to 1,600 words. Then you look at it again. Your third draft is 1,200 words, and then you get it to about 800 words. Don't try to write 800 words in the beginning. That's really not productive. So just free write, as long as you can. Maybe you wind up with 2,000 words. Then you revise it. Then you edit it. Then you revise it. Then you edit it. Then you revise it. Then you edit it. And then you revise it. And then you submit it. It is an iterative process. Do not wait till the last minute. Remember, you're going to start with 2,000 words or thereabouts, and then whittle it down to 800. Or thereabouts. You certainly want to give yourself time. Writing editorials is part art, part science, and it does take a unique skill set. This is an executive communication class, so you're going to learn to write in various communication channels. We did press releases, we're doing editorials, we're doing a whole host of other assignments this semester. So challenge yourself to write draft after draft until you believe you've got a tight 800 words opinion piece that can convince someone of your clear, concise, and compelling argument. So again, you're going to write 2 editorials, each between 800 and 1,000 words. You're going to write in third person. I cannot stress this enough. Do not write, I am strongly encouraging you. I believe. You must hear me. None of that's required. Write in third person only. Choose 2 completely different topics, but each one must be related to your main topic. The easiest thing to do is to take a look at your report. Maybe choose 1 issue or 2 issues and dive deeper into those and write an editorial, perhaps about 2 different issues if you so choose. Or perhaps you found something interesting when you wrote your next steps and issues of further discussion, the very last part of your report. Maybe you write an editorial on one of those and 1 issue. Whatever the case, you've done quite a bit of research in your area. Look at your report. Ask yourself, which 2 topics would I like to communicate to those potential readers? As always, if you have any questions, please get a hold of me. Best of luck on this editorial assignment for executive communication.